Hey guys, so the reason why I suggest some of these uh scenarios as far as um you know relating back everything to relevant events as far as policies and the new presidency with the stock trades, right, is because those event matters. You know what I mean? Like people only behave to you know to the natural occurrence of what's going on in the environment, right? The economy, geopolitical changes, and everything else, right? Big major crises and whatnot. You know, so yeah. And then also another thing is, I think earlier, um, this year, after Trump took his presidency, um, I think he kind of like um is having the Federal Reserve um commissioners, is that what they're called, like Jerome Powell and stuff, um to kind of hold up on cutting more rates or hiking any of the rates and whatnot, right? So instead of like, you know, normally the way they were taking care of trying to um uh what you call it, take care of inflation was to either raise the rates or lower the bond yield rates, right? So this time around, yeah. So I mean, we're just gonna have to wait until the next quarterly report comes in, and then whether or not, like, uh, the the Trump administration allows the Federal Reserve to kind of do their own thing. You know what I mean? Um, to to see, you know, whether or not they have free reign again, right? I think under the Biden administration, I don't think Biden had anything to do when it comes to controlling how the Treasury works. You know what I mean? He just allowed the Treasury Department, the commissioners to kind of do their own thing to control the economy and the way it works. And so the way I see it is, like, um, yeah, if you guys have an opinion about, like, whether or not, Trump is an authoritarian or whatnot, right? Um, the way I see it, it's not that. He's just more of this guy. The way he's looking at, like, the financials and the way things is running, he doesn't want to run a country where he can't trim out the fat of waste and fraud and abuse in the way government spending is, right? So, that's why you see him taking super active role with the economy, you know what I mean? And trying to see where he can, bring down inflation. So that's to me, that's my honest opinion on that. And, I think, realistically, I mean, we're not talking about ideology, right? We're not talking about progressive movements, and we're not talking about, like, outright conservatism, right? We're talking about being realistic, right? There's not gonna be any like drastic changes as far as, like what the media is trying to portray, right? Which is to make, Trump administration as this a fascist authoritarian guy. Um, yeah. So, you won't see much going on. Just probably just really boring stuff. If you look at the news in general, it's just really boring unless you look, for something that's Yeah, unless you look for something that's like, baiting you into like, you know, like watching something that's really super opinionated in one side. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, and I think the general consensus is what I've gathered, especially from like the business realm and like the big corporate and entities and stuff, right? Because they all want the same thing. They want to see where this goes, right? And they're actually more excited about um taking care of the national debt, right, and allowing Elon to like um eliminate it, right? About $1 trillion. Yeah, about $1 trillion in national debt. I mean, that's a major deal, even though um, you know, uh we are what you call it, 31 or $32 billion trillion in national debt. I think they were like looking to trim out at least about $4 trillion worth um of national debt. So I mean, we'll see what happens, you know. Um, but yeah, so I mean, Elon's right, you know what I mean? Like a person can go into bankruptcy and also a country can go to bankruptcy. So